If you want to get good at something and you want to succeed guaranteed, I'm going to give you the biggest tip you have ever had. And this is very, very important. I have carried this out time after time after time. So I've studied 2 degrees. The reason I have studied 2 degrees is I studied the first degree, prestigious degree in London, photographic arts, loved it, smashed it, knocked it out of the park. Then I had a brain injury and I had 2 children by now. And I wanted to prove to myself that I could still study a degree. So I went and studied a second degree because for me, it was very important that I showed myself I was still able to do it. Was it hard? Yeah, it was really hard. Was it much harder than the last time? Yeah, much harder. And it was a much more simple degree. But I did it anyway and I pushed through. Another example of how I've carried out the tip that I'm going to give you. I have learned to snowboard. I relearned to snowboard after having my head injury because that was snowboarding. When I had the head injury, I landed on my head, I broke my back in 2 places, didn't ride for a long time, had to learn again with the brain injury. In fact, after the brain injury, I had to learn so many things. I was naturally flipping great at almost everything before I had the head injury. And I had to accept after I had this accident that things were different now. And I had to learn things that would help me to become good because I'm a high achiever. I like to do things. I like to be great at things. I don't even like to just do them. I don't like to be good at it. I want to be the best I can possibly be. So I have this crazy strong drive to be amazing at all of the things that I am doing. And now the head injury gave me a gift because it gave me an insight into people, into the way people learn that I never would have had before that. Because before that, I was a natural high flyer. I was a straight A student. Everything was easy. And that's great. When you have someone in front of you telling you that everything is easy, and let me tell you, that made me cocky. I didn't understand why people weren't just great at anything they wanted to be good at. And it wasn't the best. Like for who I was as a human being, I'm proud of the growth that I gained from having this head injury and having to relearn everything and go back to basics. In fact, not even back to my basics. I had to change everything about the way I learned. Since then, I relearned how to horse ride. I relearned how to be an artist because I forgot everything. In fact, when I had the head injury, I had to relearn how to shop, how to cook, how to organize my house, how to organize my life. Then I learned how to be a coach because I changed my life. I learned how to be an entrepreneur. I learned how to sell. I learned how to create virtual reality films so that I could start a business going in and creating virtual reality films for venues, for wedding venues. I was a wedding photographer at the time, and that was a great success. And then COVID kind of destroyed everything, and I had to relearn new things again. And for me, again, it was an opportunity to learn the things that I wanted to learn. So for me, COVID destroying everything and me having to start again in business was another little gift from the universe. For here you go. What would you like to do now? And I wanted to be a coach, had wanted to coach for a long time. I'd been coaching in an unofficial capacity for ages. And I wanted to be excellent at it because that's who I am. So I went and studied an ICF certified program. I studied that, got my certification, joined the ICF. I am now, there's a pattern here, starting to study a new course on how to be a coach. And that's not because I'm not confident in my coaching. I am an excellent coach, and I'm an excellent coach for the reason I'm going to go into. The reason I am taking another course is because for me, professional development is everything. Growth is everything. For me personally, I always need to feel like I am getting better. I am evolving. I'm learning new skills. I'm becoming more knowledgeable, more expert. And also as a coach, the more different modalities I learn and get good at, the more I can offer my clients, the bigger the transformations I can bring into the lives of people that come to work with me. So it's very important to me to do this. Now, the one thing that will change everything, that has from experience changed everything for me before the head injury and after the head injury. I know it seems like I keep telling you the thing I'm going to share and then not sharing the thing, but I just really want you to understand how much I have put this in place. So before I had the accident, I was crazily confident in everything that I did. Now, after that accident, I was less confident because I didn't even know who I was for a little while. And I mean, this was 12 years ago now, and I had to relearn who I was, how I learned, how my brain worked now. So it knocked a lot of the natural confidence that I had. And I leaned into the thing that I am going to share with you right now, which is to accept and understand that when you start a thing, anything, when you start learning something, you are going to suck. It's as simple as that. Now, before the head injury, I didn't care. And I knew and absolutely understood that I might suck now, but I'm going to work 10 times as hard as anyone else. So I will suck for less amount of time, right? So I knew instinctively, even as a young person, that if you just put in the reps, I'm going to get good. And that tenacity is what made me good at everything I did, because I never gave up on anything. After the head injury, this really came into play for me. And this is the one key thing that I leaned on in every new thing that I went into. And it's the same now. And it is just that acceptance that I am going to suck in the beginning, and that's uncomfortable. There is a reason most businesses fail. There is a reason 95% of people, I kind of made that up, but it's a lot of people fail when they begin a social media channel or when they start a new business. I mean, the failure rate of self-employed businesses is ridiculous. I think that is genuinely like 95%. It's a huge failure rate. And the reason people fail is they don't push through the discomfort of being rubbish at the thing. And this comes into play with social engagement and interaction as well. And now, if you're learning something in a group and you don't have the confidence to not care what other people think, that's the thing that's going to hold you back. The thing that's going to hold you back is the fact that not only are you paranoid or worried or upset that you're rubbish at the thing in the beginning, but you also have the added spotlight of being concerned what other people think. But if you can trust me from my vast years of experience of learning new things and being very good at them, you can trust the fact that yes, you will be rubbish in the beginning, but if you put in the reps, you cannot be rubbish forever. So it might take you 10 weeks, it might take you 10 years. But if you just keep going and if you make that decision in your mind that I understand I'm going to be rubbish and I'm not going to judge myself for this, you will succeed. You just will. You can't not succeed if you keep going, because by putting in the reps, you get better. So by continuing to do the thing, in fact, if you're rubbish at something, you know what you need to do? You need to do more of it. You need to lean into that. And if you can get rid of the sadness, the upset, the lack of immediate achievement and the instant gratification, and just lean into it, dig deep, and accept, okay, cool, I'm here for the long haul. Whether you're learning a language or you're learning personal development or you're learning a new course or a new business or you're retraining, you can get good at it. You can absolutely get good at it by just accepting, gonna suck. If I keep going, I won't suck anymore. So this is just one of my biggest takeaways. It's something that I've been talking about with one of my clients who is actually just working on a career change. And it's something that I've realized has made such a big difference on me. So I hope this can help. And as always, guys, have the best day.